had my DJI Mini 3 Pro drone serviced by the DJI company. The reason I had it serviced was because it fell out of the sky and the camera shattered, and so did the body of the drone. What you're looking at is a return product inside this box, which was provided by them after I initially mailed my own box to ship the drone into them. So here it is. We have some paper, help to protect it. Here's the case that I used to mail it in, right here. And on the bottom of this box, some more paper, and then that's it. So we're going to see what they've shipped back to us. And of course, when you're mailing it to them, you want to make sure that you send the battery, the controller. You don't need to send the memory card, but you need to package it very carefully. So right here, they return the product, and this is a controller. This controller retails for about $200 or $300, depending on where you get it from. But you see they packaged it in bubble wrap, which was not included by me when I initially mailed it to them. So that's a good touch. Here is the drone itself, also placed in special packaging with a serial number. So I guess when you pay for this repair, you're actually paying for the packaging as well as how they ship it as well as everything they need to do to keep it safe. And here is an extra battery that they threw in, and the battery that was inside the drone shattered, so they replaced it, and that's part of the fee that you're paying for. So let's see what else is in here. Just a few stickers. Let's put this to the side. So I'm opening up the drone itself, and here you see there's a silica gel for moisturization inside there, and I can tell that they replaced the top. All this was shattered, and if I have time, I'll provide a picture of how it looked once it hit the ground. It fell from about 80 meters after just it had about 50% battery left. It just fell out of the sky, and I'm assuming it had some internal issues. Don't know why. I didn't have any accidents before, so it looks like they replaced the camera, or at least the gimbal, and here they have secured the propellers here in the back underneath the drone, and they have put this piece over here protecting the camera, which is a nice touch. And let's go ahead and open the controller, and once you get it, they do give you a call back, and they ask you how it's working. DJI does, and this call might come up as spam on your phone because it doesn't recognize the number. They could be calling from China, or they could be calling from Texas. In this case, they called from Texas, but it still came up as spam. Here's a controller covered in this plastic to protect the screen and to protect the controller itself. They didn't have to do anything to the controller except perhaps replace one of the buttons in the back, which they said was stuck. I also see that they cleaned the screen, because I don't remember the screen being this clean before, and they've replaced the knobs in the back that I will attach when I am ready to use it. Here you go. It does kind of have that new car smell. It also smells like the back of a gypsy cab in New York City, if you need to know. But it looks clean, so it has some charge to it. And we're going to see if it connects. But in the meantime, of course, you know, if you have this, it takes a while before it pairs up to the drone itself. So let's put this trash over here. One arm over here. It also looks like they took their time to clean some of the stains in the unit. I think they just replaced the whole thing. The whole top over here, the chassis. I think they just replaced it. Which, if they did, I commend them for it. I'm just testing to see if the buttons go all the way down, because if you would have seen the way this thing looked after it hit the ground from about 80 meters up in the air, it just was it was heartbreaking. So it looked like they also recalibrated and reset the the controller. All right, looking here in the screen, that's the screen you get when you first get your drone, and you have to initialize everything. And that's a new battery, extended flight, intelligent flight battery plus. There you are. Let's get this open. Bear with me while I'll take this battery out of the case, and a few more silica pads come out of it. Here it is. Nice new fresh battery. And one thing about these batteries, just if you're thinking about getting it, be very careful with the sides, because even when you keep them in cases like these are not necessarily meant to last. Now you can use the battery even if you don't have, you can use the battery and the drone even if you don't have these, but these tend to snap off. These are the parts that you have to press down to slide the battery in and out of the drone. So just watch. Yeah, it slides in just like that. In case you're thinking about getting this drone. And that snap means it's secured. Let me just move my mic closer to me. And so this has no battery right now. It's a new battery, so we don't expect it to power up right away. But that's pretty much what you're gonna get when you send it back to the company. What else can I say about the product? From the time that I sent it in to the time that I got it back, I'm gonna say it was anywhere from a week and a half and 2 weeks, which is pretty fast. If you have a backup drone, this is not an issue, but if it's going to be your only drone, you might want to send it as soon as possible. As soon as you have some kind of malfunction, it falls from the sky, you crash it, just fill out the online questionnaire, get the return process started, and once you get that RMA, you're going to need to print it or print it out or a copier. You can do it at home, you could do it outside, you could do it at work if you need to. And then paste it on the box. And the box should be at least this big. Okay. About that big. So it can fit the case. You want to get a box big enough so you can secure it with padding, and so the drone can fit and it's sturdy in there, but not overly big that it's moving in there when it's moving in the back of a truck or even an airplane. What else can I say about it? Going forward, I want to take better care of the drone. It wasn't mistreated before, but I didn't realize it was as delicate as this was, because even before it fell from the sky, I noticed, and this is an issue with a lot of DJI Mini 3 Pro drones, is that you're going to see, and I don't know if it's a software thing, I don't know if it's a mechanical thing, you're going to see a lot of people on forums talking about how the GPS and the gimbal seem to malfunction at times. So you're going to get a gimbal error a lot, and the camera will sometimes start doing what it wants. And this is something that some people find it quick to correct, and there's numerous solutions online, but it's also something that for some people they can't clear, and it's proven to be problematic. So when you get the gimbal error, you're going to press on the error, and it's going to take you to a screen where you then can calibrate the drone. Then you're going to spin it around like you used to, right? Spin it this way, then you're going to turn it around the other ways, but then the error is still going to be there. And it's something, it's not like one of these errors that disappears just by restarting. It's one of these errors that is going to be there for a long time, and perhaps as soon as you get that error, it's something that you might want to just send it to the back to the company right away, unless you're someone who works on these regularly, and you might have a solution to that. Another thing I'm going to say about it is that I didn't get the 4-year warranty that comes when you first purchase this drone. At the time, I bought it from Best Buy for about $950. You can now buy it at Best Buy for about $729, and it's a good drone. It works well. It has high quality images, especially if you put it on 48 megapixels for photography, and if you put it on 4K for video, it also has good pictures. But honestly, I prefer the camera better. There's a trick also to this. If you want to take just pictures and you don't want to use the flat mechanism, just lay it on the ground, move the camera up and down with the controller, and you can just take pictures of whatever you want to take pictures of. It's a high quality camera attached to this, and they didn't mess around when it came to the camera. So as far as taking better care of this, if you go on Amazon, and if I ever have time, I will find the link for it. And this is a case that is recommended for these types of drones. Of course, you know the DJI Mini 2 comes with a case, but it's not big enough for the components and for the drone of the DJI Mini 3. So this is a hard case, and it's from a company that's name is Skyreat, Skyreat. All right, so we'll open it up. And inside you have a carrying strap, and you have a space here that's big enough for your controller. It has these indentations that fit the shape of the controller. Right, you put it right there. You just turn this around, and let's just turn off the controller since we're not charging it at the moment. We're not about to use it. And this is where the drone would fit. And another thing I want you to keep in mind when you're putting the drone away, that when you're closing it, and this is just a small thing, but just if you want to preserve the longevity of your propellers, make sure the propellers are in and they're not open while you're putting them down, because that will cause the propellers to break, loosen, and come out of alignment faster than you need to. So even if you don't have the rubber band that holds it together, you can put it under these landing gear over here, the left and the right, to keep it from extending left and right while it's in the case and moving. But should you tie them down, you probably should. But just let me show you how you can do this. You just put it in like that, and it's secured inside there. So far, it's doing its job. Its intended purpose has been met. And you might be looking at this space over here. Well, you usually have extra batteries. DJI batteries are not cheap, so you can take care of them. So this holds about 3 batteries, and usually when you go out into the field, you're going to have 4 batteries, but one of them is going to be inside the drone, and the other 3 will be here. So this is a good idea for the batteries, to keep them there. You can also put other accessories here. From the looks of it, this is part of the reasons why I bought it. You can put extra propellers in here. You can put the small screwdrivers to take off the propellers and put them back on. You can also put memory cards in here. You can also, I'm not sure, the only thing I don't know that I can't show you right now, because there's a charger that is meant specifically for the batteries of the DJI Mini 3 Pro drone, but that charges that will hold the 3 batteries waiting to be charged at the same time. And I just wonder if the space is big enough to fit the batteries while they're inside the charger in this space. It looked like it can, but I'm just not sure, and I don't want to tell you something that is not accurate. So we'll close like that. You go all the way around. This case here, and it has a handle at the top with a rubber grip, which is a nice touch. And then the strap that comes with it, again, this is from the Skyreach company. It has 2 claps, and you put it around the hooks, like that. Yeah, put a little closer so you can see it. And just make sure that this is all the way closed. You don't want anything falling out. And you can go out into the field with your bag. You can also, if it's too tight, you can loosen it right there. Okay, get a little more slack. Okay, that's it. It's bigger. Now it's longer. And that's it. I might do a follow-up video just talking about how it works compared to how it worked before. Before, I just kept getting an error saying that it was a gimbal error. And but what happened? Did it have something to do with the gimbal error? I don't think so. It was it windy? The winds must have been about 10 miles per hour. It just started shaking uncontrollably, fell to the floor, crashed. I went over to it right away because there were people looking at it. And of course, you know, if you're flying in neighborhoods that are not the best, you want to get to your product as sooner than later. But I just got it, and the first thing I did was get on the DJI website from my phone and scheduled RMI. You can track your progress online, and you'll also find out when they'll receive it. But just know that it's not live. It's not in real time. So sometimes you might have to wait a day or two before an update. So if you check at the end of the day, maybe after 2 days, you'll get a more accurate update as to how the repair process is moving along. I just want to say this product, when I opened it, it moved a little bit. So you might want to put some kind of plastic up here just to hold it down, to press it securely in its place, just so you won't want the controller moving. Just something I just noticed. And of course you want to tie down the propellers. But for the sake of this video, this has been the return product. Returned to us. It looks good aesthetically. So the next thing we have to do is charge it, see how it powers up. And there you are. DJI Mini 3 Pro drone returned from DJI fast. I wanted to make this video because customer service, they were pretty good. They called me yesterday and they asked if everything was returned okay, if the product returned, everything was working in the way that it was supposed to. That's a good sign. Anytime a company does that, we reviewed some companies that have not been so forthcoming when it comes to their products, and it just says that they don't stand by their products. DJI, I think, has been in business for a long time, and they make quality products, some better than others, but they're always looking to upgrade and update. And I just want to remind you that this product did not have the 4-year warranty bought with it. So I just paid whatever repairs they had to make, which was a lot less than I would have paid for a new drone, because it's, it just comes to your mind, maybe I should just buy another drone. No, they were fast enough and fair enough where I can pay for what's broken, which in this case was a GPS. They had to calibrate some things, some other internal things, replace the body. I see they cleaned up the screen. I see they might have even replaced it. This doesn't look like the same controller that I turned in. They replaced a button in the back, and this was all done for about $250. So give it a shot. I don't remember Altel doing that, and I don't remember Vero Motors ever doing that. So give it a chance, and happy shooting.